person has that kind of, or in these visions, has that effect on you. We can look at Ezekiel as a good example here, and this isn't just like humbly bowing. Like this is like seeing God and in all of His glory, just being like face first on the ground here. And Ezekiel 1:28 it says, "As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance and likeness of the glory of God. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake." And you have that same action taking place in Daniel has that same reaction in Daniel 10:10, and he says, "And behold, an hand touched me, and set upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands." So here he is upon his knees and upon his palms, and he's shaking because he's seen the glory of the Lord. And then we can look over in Acts in chapter 9 and verse 4, where Saul has, before he came Paul, sees Jesus on the way to Damascus, and it says, "And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?" And so, this is the same reaction that, everyone's had when they come into the presence or see the presence of the Lord, that they just fall at His feet. And then, here he goes on and he starts out with saying, "Fear not," and that's a verse or a phrase that you see many times in the Bible. He reminds us that he has nothing to fear, and he's going to tell them why. Because again, I'm first and the last. He has nothing to fear because he is eternal, and he has all this power, and he references that "I am he that liveth and was dead, and alive forevermore." So he references the resurrection and what he's done. He's alive, yet he took the sting of death and sin for us, and because and through that he's alive forevermore, and we have that same promise. And then he goes further on here, and he says that he has the keys, where that power or authority over hell, and this is in the Greek Hades, meaning the underworld, the place of the dead, that he has power over that and of death itself. So he has all of the power here over the place of the dead and of death itself. And then here in 19, he gives out a description of everything that's going to be in Revelation. So he's going to write all the things which thou hast seen, whether it's this preceding vision or things that he's seen throughout his life before, things which are, and things that shall be hereafter. So he's going to talk about things that are, was, and are to come. And then he gives that description of what it is. Those seven stars, or are the angels or messengers. God holds all of His ministers in His hand, and he takes care of them in that right hand of power. And then again, the seven churches being the candlestick, the church itself, and God, just like in that vision, is in the midst of us. He's here with us and throughout everything, and He's going to help us through any tribulation that we have, just like John and the first century church faced the tribulations that they had from Rome. So regardless what happens in this country, we know that God's going to be with us, and God will overcome. All right, I hope that was a blessing to you all this morning, and I'll go ahead and